In this video, I'm going to share 6 things you should not say to someone living with arthritis and 2 things you can. And I just want to say that not everyone means bad. Some people mean well when or if they say these things. Honestly, sometimes people just get awkward when it comes to talking about illness because it makes them realize that they are not immortal or immune to something happening to them or anyone else in their lives. So with that being said, it's important to give grace to those in our lives who may not necessarily understand their arthritis or chronic illness journey. It is up to us, really, to explain to them what we need when it comes to support and to also do our best in explaining our disease. Because sometimes people feel that they may be supportive and we don't feel that they are, or they may feel that they are saying something that is uplifting and positive, but we may not think it is. But that also doesn't mean that we need to accept rude, disrespectful, or hurtful comments from people who we feel are coming from a bad place. So since October 12th, which is tomorrow, is World Arthritis Day, and it's already started in many other parts of the world, I think it's important to inform people that these comments can be hurtful to anyone living with any form of arthritis. And when I say any form of arthritis, that's because there's 100 different types, and while there are drastic differences between all these forms of arthritis, there are various similarities that many in the collective whole experience, and this is one of them. So stay tuned because that's coming all right up. Hey everyone, it's Effie. Welcome back to my channel where I discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly of living with a chronic illness and other lifestyle topics. If that sounds cool to you, make sure to click subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified every single time I post a new video. And if you happen to be new to my channel, make sure to hop on over to the About section where you can find a little bit more of a detailed list of things you can expect to find on here. So in this video today, I wanted to share 6 things that you should not say to someone living with arthritis and 2 things you can. And we've all probably have heard the phrases that you are not too young for arthritis and it's not an older person's disease. And I'm not gonna necessarily include these on my list today because I feel that those are so overshared in a way that the other main topics that can be shared are not as oftenly talked about. So the first thing you should not say to someone living with arthritis is that at least it's not cancer. And while I'm in no way trying to discredit the cancer experience for those who've lived it or maybe have not survived it, because I've had family members of my own and people I've known who have dealt with cancer and survived it or passed away from it. And so I understand that it's a very ruthless disease. And I've read somewhere that actually rheumatoid arthritis is just as worse than cancer. I never thought about that before, but then after looking at my own journey and also having to take a chemotherapy drug that many people on cancer take, obviously at higher doses. And I recently recorded a podcast episode with AI Arthritis 360. One of the things we talked about in this episode is how so many people are aware of what cancer is, diabetes is, and all these other conditions, but with arthritis, a lot of people get confused by the name itself, or they just don't necessarily understand how serious it can be. Which brings me to the next one. Arthritis can't kill you. And so with arthritis, and I just want to make a quick side note, in that when I say arthritis, I'm referring to autoimmune and autoinflammatory arthritis, but for sake of conversation, I'm just saying it as arthritis. I know this may sound scary to some who are watching it, whether you're living with arthritis or know someone who is, but it's the truth and we keep it real here on this channel. So I'm not going to sugarcoat things and say that you may not pass away from this disease, but there's a possibility you can, and there are certain reasons why. And the first reason is if the arthritis that you're living with is undertreated, and that means when you are not on the proper medication that's controlling disease or not enough. And then when you're not treated at all is when you're not taking anything for it, which is extremely dangerous. And then you also have the side effects. And everyone seems to be so focused and scared on the side effects of the medications. Yes, the medications have side effects, but even supplements you take have side effects as well. Same with herbal, same with teas. You know, you have to really look at the big picture when it comes to medications having side effects because the disease itself has side effects. And those side effects are irreversible joint damage, which if you have that, then the only option for you is surgery to correct it, because stem cell treatments are not 100% foolproof yet. Which brings me to my next point. And this is probably something we've all heard of, and it's you shouldn't take that medication, you don't need it, and it will kill you. And I can't count on the many times of how many people said that methotrexate was not a good drug to be on at such a young age, and it was gonna cause all these side effects. And this is one of the drugs that I'm on now that is helping me the most. Another one is when people say, I have arthritis too. Probably not a lie, because there are 100 different types of arthritis out there. Some are autoimmune and autoinflammatory and others aren't. However, if you haven't seen a specialist like a rheumatologist who gave you tons of blood work, x-rays, a thorough examination of your body in person and medical history, then you probably do not have it, especially if they have not diagnosed you with it. Another one is when people say stop being lazy. First and foremost, living with arthritis, there is extreme fatigue, and this is a big sign and symptom of the disease before it even manifests. People just get really tired for no reason out of the blue, and it continues daily, weekly, and monthly. And then you add in medication, which also can cause fatigue. So you're having fatigue from the illness itself and also fatigue from the medication side effect. Which brings me to number 6. When people say X, Y, and Z person and people I know were able to cure their arthritis going on a gluten-free diet, taking turmeric, meditating, and doing yoga on a daily basis. And all I have to say to that is everyone is different. What works for one person may not work for the other. And I'm not against these things that I just listed, by no means, because I do them myself. However, they are not necessarily a cure for everyone. I had one rheumatologist tell me once that her uncle was able to cure his arthritis going on a gluten-free diet, and it was unfortunate that I couldn't do the same. Okay, well, you know, I've been avoiding gluten and I know that's a huge trigger for me, but was that enough? No. Was taking turmeric 3 times a day enough? No, I had to rely on pain medication. Now I wanted to share 2 things that you can think of saying to someone. So the first thing I want to share that you can tell someone who is living with arthritis is simply, I'm here for you. There's no better feeling than letting someone know that you are there for them throughout the good, the bad, and the ugly times. And that person will appreciate you, because there are many people who experience loss of family and friendships due to their chronic illness. So knowing that they have someone to count on is extremely important in terms of having a support system. The next thing and the last thing is I am here to talk or listen if you want. And by doing that, you're giving people an opening to come to you to talk. And also, if they do come to talk to you, they know that they have someone to listen. And this is not to say that you should take the place of a therapist, because sometimes there is a time and place for a professional therapist to talk to someone living with a chronic illness. It's nice to let someone know that, hey, you know, you can call me anytime and I'll be here for you. And, you know, if you don't want me to give you advice or anything else of the sort when you tell me things, I won't do that. I'll just listen. Sometimes people just want you to listen to them. They don't want your advice. They don't want you to tell them, hey, don't take this medication or try turmeric, because they probably have already done so and have heard of it before. They just want someone who is there for them. And I think that's the biggest thing if you're watching and you have a family member, friend, coworker, anyone in your life living with autoimmune, autoinflammatory arthritis, is just to simply be there for them. It's to be supportive. It's to be uplifting. Don't be negative. Don't try to bring them down when you already know that they're going through a crappy time. That's all I have for this video, and I hope you guys found it relatable or informative in some way. And please make sure to share this tomorrow on October 12th for World Arthritis Day and beyond. And before we go, I want to announce the Spoonie Star Supporter of the Week. Here they are. Thank you so much for showing me love and support on my Instagram. And as always, if you guys want a chance to be featured on my next video, all you need to do is stay active on my Instagram and YouTube channel, and I pick someone at random to be fair. Until next time, guys, bye!